United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. We will go to public comment. Doesn't appear that we have any, so we will go into consent agenda items. Claims and minutes are in your presentations. We're just looking for approval for items A and B.
Motion to approve consent agendas items A and B.
Is there a second?
I'd like to make a second.
Okay, any discussion?
We didn't do roll call.
Oh, huh.
It's okay, I forgot last time.
It's not on my,
I typed it in. Everybody's present.
everybody's present.
Okay, good to go.
Yep.
All right, well, back to discussion on consent agenda approval items, or items A and B. There's not, and all those in favor,
Aye.
those opposed. All right, it has been approved. You've got the month-end reports for your information. And then we can move into new business. And our first item is the second preliminary determination hearing. All right, so this item on the agenda, we will hold the project and preliminary determination hearing on the proposed bond project. If you are interested in speaking at the hearing, please make sure that you sign the sign-in sheet, which should include your name and address. After the presentation by the administration and its advisors, there'll be an opportunity for the public to make comments about the project. At this specific hearing, we'll ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes, and then that the topic be limited to the proposed project under consideration. The notice of this preliminary determination hearing was published as legally required. The first preliminary determination hearing was held September 11th, 2025. At this time, I will ask Eismiller to explain the purpose of the hearing.
Okay, we do not have Ice Miller here, so I'm going to go ahead and be bond counsel this afternoon. So pursuant to Indiana Code 20-26-7-37, before a school corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter school facilities or equipment that will be financed by bonds, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. Similarly, pursuant to Indiana Code 6-1.1-20-3.1, a school corporation must hold 2 public hearings and adopt a resolution to preliminary determine to issue bonds for the project which has a total project cost in excess of the certain thresholds, or if the school corporation has certain debt service rate. The resolutions presented at this meeting established the maximum financial terms for the proposed project.
And now we'll go back to you, Mr. Stover, for the process of determining and communicating the project to the community and the need for the project.
Absolutely. As superintendent, my role has been to carefully evaluate both immediate needs and long-term priorities of Wes-Del Community Schools. The process began with gathering input from administrator, staff, and our board of trustees to identify the most critical areas, such as wastewater infrastructure, safety upgrades, instructional spaces like STEM lab that directly impact student learning, and staff support. Once these priorities were identified, we worked with engineers, financial planners to determine the most cost-effective path forward. We were focused on transparent communication with our community, sharing the scope of the projects, the financial details, and the benefits for students and staff. Our message is consistent. These projects are not only about compliance and infrastructure, but also creating a safe, modern, and innovative learning environment for our students. The need for this project is clear. Aging systems, outdated facilities, and evolving safety standards demand proactive investment. By addressing these needs now, we ensure that Wes-Del is well positioned to serve our students, staff, and community for decades to come.
Okay, we will now hear from Superintendent Stover on how the proposed project meets the needs of the district.
Okay, Wes-Del Community Schools is utilizing approximately $367,931,000 of the general obligation bond to cover existing principal and interest obligation in the operational fund. The remaining $1.12 million will directly support critical infrastructure upgrades and facility improvements across the district. Wastewater project is a significant portion of the bond proceeds allocated towards the district's wastewater project to ensure regulatory compliance and long-term reliability. Phase 1 of the sewer rehab work, CIPP lining and manhole lining, was initiated in the summer of 2025, with point repairs completed in August 2025. Monitoring of flow and pollutant loading will follow through December 25th to guide the decision for Phase 2. Phase 2 involving replacement of the wastewater treatment plant is scheduled for design in September of 26, bidding in mid-2026, and construction from late 2026 to 2027 with full compliance demonstrated by August 2028. Some additional facility updates that we're looking at currently is renovation and modernization of STEM lab to align with current instructional practices, updating door and closing locking hardware in classrooms to improve safety and security, adding a sink in the office, the workplace to improve daily function for staff, initiating classroom carpet replacements, professional repairing office areas to address prior quality issues, adding archery lines to the gym floors, creating covered area of the playground, renovating and updating our playground for student safety and recreation, and installing card readers for continued safety. Timing: the facility improvement project are expected to begin in the fall of 2025 and continue in phases through 26. Coordinated alongside wastewater project milestones and minimizing disruptions. The wastewater rehabilitation phase 1 is underway in 2025, with the facility renovations beginning later this year and extending into 2026.
All right, thank you. We have our municipal advisor from Baker Tilly here. If there's questions, I don't know that there's any. Information is the same from the previous presentation.
Yeah, are there any questions from the board?
Andy, you mentioned that there was a loan for $300,000. Was it okay for us to take bond money and apply it towards this loan that the school went and got?
Answer the question. Yeah, so here, let me go up here to the microphone. That's a really good question.
The important distinction to make is that the reason the loan is included there is because the authorization is because of the general obligation borrowing capacity, because the repayment is moving from the operating fund to the debt service fund, but there are not going to be bond proceeds that are actually used to pay anything on that. The 1.6 million that's being authorized, there's only 1.3 million that will actually be issued. So the remaining $300,000 or so, the reason it's included in the authorization is because it's being converted from operations to debt service.
Because we've already received it.
You've already received the money. You're already making the payments out of the operations
So
fund.
how's that get switched around to go from a bank to whoever's doing the bond?
No, so there is no change in the underlying credit. So really all that's happening is, instead of that payment being made out of the operating fund, this is going to allow the school to actually levy for the payment in the debt service fund. So there's no change to the underlying terms of that existing loan.
We still wouldn't make the same payment to the same bank, would we?
Yes,
We
you
would
are.
do that.
You are doing that as part of this transaction.
So that's what the bond does. It sets that up for that to happen.
So the bond is really for the project, the wastewater project that was described.
Right.
That's all that's being used for.
Mm-hmm.
But the authorization includes both that bond and the authorization to move that loan from being paid from the operating fund to the debt service fund.
So I guess my last question on this right here is, so the bond has a set rate of what rate we pay, more than likely less than what a bank is. So how's that work if we're still sending money that direction?
You're not actually issuing debt to pay on that 2023 loan.
So basically, what she's getting at, Carrie, and that's a very good question. Basically, what we're doing is we originally didn't go through the procurement steps and we do
Right.
all the things we needed to in order for it to be on the debt service line.
Correct.
So what we're doing right now is exactly what we should have done in the first place.
Right.
So basically, having all the hearings and going through this allows us, because when I go onto DLGF and I try to get a debt on our debt service, they're going to ask me a number of questions. They're going to ask me if I had a public hearing, if we went through a preliminary determination hearing, a second preliminary determination hearing. They're going to ask us if we had a resolution. They're going to have all of, or so all of those things, what allows us or necessitates our ability to go into DLGF to put it onto the debt. So that's what we're going through right now. So basically what they're doing is, instead of us taking on $300,000+, is they're allowing us to go into the debt service line to be able to pull from that. And going through these steps is allowing us to do
So
that.
we're not, sort of speaking, refinancing.
Correct.
We're just keeping it there.
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
So we will continue to pay that higher rate is what I'm getting at is.
So the
See what I'm getting
unfortunate,
at?
so the unfortunate thing is, yes, we will have to pay, because
It's like 5.8.
yeah, the issue is it's going to be it's higher because it is a personal bank loan.
Yep.
And the other issue that goes into that is the fact that, so it's a personal loan and there's a penalty if we pay it off too soon.
There was a penalty on there?
There is a penalty.
Okay.
Based on the repayment for the loan.
I guess I didn't see it on there.
So if we were to pay the loan off right
Early.
now, there would be a penalty for that. So it made more sense for us to be able to pay back the payments through the debt schedule based on the amortization schedule that's provided.
Okay, I guess my last question,
Yep.
sorry I'm asking so many questions,
Good questions.
was it something that we were allowed to do this loan? I mean, was the,
Yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
plenty of schools issue loans similar to what Wes-Del did
okay,
and pay for them out of the operations fund. Now that operations funds are getting tighter, many schools have done the exact same thing that Wes-Del is looking to do, following those authorization processes to then change the repayment source
Mhm.
from the operations fund to the debt service fund.
okay.
Yeah, so we've
So what
seen.
she's saying is like, Amy's going through the
He's going through the
progressions and
legal,
steps
he's doing
of
all the
doing it.
procedures, I understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that, if we were better off going through ourselves and saying, hey, let's pay that off to
Mhm.
get the lower one over here,
Yeah.
why we doing that
And pay
there?
the penalty and still save the money on the
That's what I'm getting
I
at.
gotcha.
And you're saying, all the additional fees around.
Yes.
Yeah.
The procurement of the bond, the additional fees for
Yeah.
that. And for that sake, Carrie, the biggest thing is having the additional money to be able to take on the wastewater. So be able to go through this process, we're actually going through a 2-part process, through a 1-part thing. So essentially it's allowing us to be able to knock out both. Your thought process is spot on. Traditionally, you would try to find your own cash to do that, but this allowed us to be able to take on this debt, but also look at the future projects we have coming off.
Okay.
Very good question.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, well, we will now move into the public hearing. We're gonna open the public hearing. I don't think we have any public comments. So if there's no one who has anything to speak, thank you for participating in the hearing. And we appreciate everybody's time and interest in the project and the future of our community. Please note that the board will continue to work with the administration and its professionals to look for efficiencies to conserve tax dollars and while meeting our educational needs. All right, so now, are you summarizing the project resolution, Mr. Stone?
Go ahead and close the public hearing.
Oh,
Yeah, so go ahead,
Sorry.
you're fine. Go ahead and close the public
we're
hearing.
gonna close
then
the
we'll
public
go to this.
hearing. All right, now, moving into
So we'll go right into the consideration of bond-related resolutions.
Resolutions,
So we'll do the
okay.
resolutions, we'll have votes for those, and then we'll move, so
Okay.
we'll have to go through this.
So do we need to summarize the project since nobody's already?
So that you guys know what you're voting on. It's gonna-
Okay, so the summary, so I'll provide the summary of the project, and then, so the summary of the project, I apologize.
No, I can read it, it's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
Okay, the project resolution is required for when the school corporation is planning to finance more than $1 million on a given facility or type of work. It contains the estimated hard and soft cost and the cost of issuance and establish of the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact. Is there more to the project resolution? That's good. Okay. So now we are just looking to have a motion and a second to adopt the project resolution. Do you have a motion to adopt the project resolution?
Motion to adopt the project resolution.
Is there
A second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so that has been, motion has been approved. So, preliminary determination resolution, do you have that?
Okay, the bond council. You want me to just go ahead and read through this? Okay. The preliminary determination resolution is required when the school corporation is planning to finance more than a certain amount for a given facility or its school corporation's debt service tax rate needs. It exceeds that certain threshold. It contains total project cost, maximum payment, and other financial terms such as estimated principal amount and tax impact.
All right, so now we are looking to have a motion and a second to adopt the preliminary determination resolution.
State that again one more time. I'm still typing.
We need a motion
Yep.
to approve and a second to approve the preliminary determination resolution. Is there any?
I'll motion.
All right, is there a second?
I will second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion has been approved. Now for the preliminary bond resolution.
The preliminary bond resolution contains the project costs for the project, maximum interest rates, and other financial terms such as the first interest payment date and the maturity dates of the bonds, all with respect to the issuance of the general obligation bonds.
Okay, so now we're looking to have a motion and a second to adopt the preliminary bond resolution.
Motion to approve the preliminary bond resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion has been approved. Now we are looking to summarize a reimbursement resolution.
I'll go ahead and read the next resolution is a reimbursement resolution relating to the financing of the construction project. The resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for any cash which it might spend on the project prior to the closing of the bonds. It is required by a federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse themselves.
Okay, now we're looking for a motion and a second to adopt the reimbursement resolution.
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion has been approved. Okay. Big vote. All right. We will go on to new business and employment. Item B is employment. We've got consent item agendas A through D. Looking to approve those items.
Motion to approve employment consent A through D.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
1 second here.
Yeah, is Amy retiring, I see? And did she already?
Yes, so very good question. So Amy is finally retiring. We're
For
gonna,
real this time?
Yeah, for real this time. She is, I will tell you, she is probably the most upbeat person I've ever met. As a new employee myself in this district, the one person that really gravitated towards was Amy. Very fun, very loving, definitely the biggest spirit in the room, high five, and so she is a breath of fresh air for anybody that works with her. So she will greatly be missed. Those are definitely big shoes to fill. I know that our high school administration team is going to greatly miss her, but our biggest thing is making sure that we support her in her next chapter in life, and then she enjoys her retirement, and she definitely deserves it. So not only was she working in the office, but she was also a Spanish teacher for a number of years, put a lot of time and a lot of effort in this place. So we're definitely going to miss her a lot, but she'll be around, I'm sure of it, and she'll be cheering on the Warriors through and through. So definitely will miss her a lot.
Good.
October 3rd, I think is the date.
Yeah, October 3rd.
October 3rd, yeah.
Yep.
So in terms of her retire letter had came through, but yeah, so her official day is October 3rd. So thank you for bringing
She's
that
going to work up till October 3rd.
up. Yeah, so we're going to try to find her replacement, but she will definitely be missed.
All right, any other discussion? Okay, we're going to vote to approve employment consent agenda items A through D. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion has been approved. Okay, we've got some donations in your packet. We ready to accept these?
Yes, if we could, on the donations, if we could read those out.
Okay.
I just like to be a good steward to those that want to give us some money.
All right, so the first donation, AME is donating the following items to the IT pathway. The total donation is $6,100. Raspberry Pi 5s. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Raspberry Pi, yeah.
New peripherals for all PC, keyboard and mouse. Older teardown machines for the kids to work on. So this is from Mr. Purdue submitted this, and he and Mrs. Gill are very appreciative of the partnership and generosity, as is the board. The second donation we have was presented by Mr. Reagan. He wants to recognize a generous donation of $1,000 from Michael and Tina Petro for the 5th grade STEM fishing project and trip. They've stepped up again to help with this fun event for our students and are great partners with the school and the community.
I saw the pictures there on Facebook posted. Oh yeah, kids were having fun.
Yes,
That's good.
so we are just looking for a motion to approve those donations.
I'll motion to accept their donations.
I second.
All in favor, or is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion has been approved to accept the donations, and we're very grateful for those.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, superintendent's report.
Yes, I got a couple of things. The 5th grade fishing trip was outstanding. For those of you that don't know, Mr. Lamb at the elementary was working on bobbers and lures that they were making out of 3D printed objects, and it was incredible. So the kids actually used their bobbers and lures to catch fish. The fishing trip turned out to be really good. I think we collectively like 200 fish were caught using 3D printed bobbers and lures. Really incredible. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity for those kids to be able to do that. I had a list of things and I forgot on my desk, so I'm gonna shoot from the hip.
I was driving out here at the school and I saw somebody on a bobcat. That'd be you.
Oh, okay. I forgot to mention that. And we will have I was like, oh, geez, liability concern. I was like, are we talking liability here, Gary? No. So I do not want to steal Justin's thunder.
Yes.
So we had a high school sophomore work on an Eagle Scout project last Saturday, and we had the opportunity to have a couple of administrators and a whole group of people. We put in a new footbridge, and I appreciate Mr. Batt for bringing that to my attention. I think Larry was the first one to reach out to me on that. But we have the Thurston Ditch. The Thurston Ditch runs between our high school and our central office, and we put a new we put new rocks, and we put a culvert in there and did a lot of work. So it's really neat to have all that help. So it was a lot of fun on that Saturday. But I'll have Justin come in. He's actually going to talk through the process because I was impressed with this young man. For his Eagle Scout badge, you have to go through a number of things in order to achieve it. But he went through all the pre-planning, the architectural work. He had reached out to the county and got all of that stuff accomplished because the week before we started doing the bridge, it dawned on me that maybe I should reach out to the county before we start tampering with waterways. Well, I reached out to the county, and sure enough, he had already done all the work. I was like, hey, I feel like I probably need to come to a board meeting and state this. They're like, no, you're good. So he will come in here and go over that, but I appreciate Justin. And I plan on having him here next board meeting to discuss all of that. So good point. Also, we got a number of things. Our high school graduation rate came back. We received it yesterday or 2 days ago, 98.4% for the graduation, which is incredible. That's one of the highest in East Central Indiana once again. So we're hitting the mark on our academics and a lot of things. Also we had the PTO family night. That was a big success on Tuesday night. Wonderful showing. We appreciate the families and everybody coming out. We also have Trunk or Treat October 25th. So be sure to come out to Trunk or Treat. That's at our high school parking lot from 3 to 5:30. And other than that, that's it for the superintendent report.
Thank you. All right, we can move on to board comments. Larry, you want to start us off?
Amy, Mrs. Collins, you'll be very missed. I hate to see you go.
I would say the same thing about Amy. So my kids had her for school and lots of energy there.
I don't have anything. No comment.
I was going to say something about Mrs. Collum. I know that she's been a staple here at Wes-Del for a very long time, so I know that she will be greatly missed, but we wish you the best.
Well, as a parent at the same time, our children are the same age, so I know her as a teacher and a parent, so she will be greatly missed and always love her hugs, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot to mention that. Hugs. She's a hugger. She's a hugger. And yes, yeah, she's a hugger. And so am I. So it's a match made in heaven.
All right, well, I guess we are ready to adjourn the meeting. We just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We will call this meeting to an end. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We need president, vice president, secretary for some signatures.
And I got a bunch right here, too.